Well, hello. We're a little up closer and personal for the start of this class today. I've got a cup of tea. We're going to do a little pranayama. So we'll give it just a moment for the live version of this for folks to join and also check AV. Checking, testing, 1, 2, 3. My name is Karen, coming to you from Vermont, Salt and Sand Studios. This is Yoga Intermissions. We're together for 50 minutes for our Try This at Home. Thank you for my partner for checking AV. Today's theme, all direction. So the consideration is for the energy that we are cultivating and spreading around us, because much like prayer flags in the breeze, as we go throughout our day, our energy floats outward and can affect all things around us and also our own attitudes. If we choose the energy that makes sense for us, it's okay to have energy of anger for a period of time. It's okay to have energy of any kind. But when we choose to cultivate a certain type of energy, it helps us feel better and it helps others feel better as well. That energy is positive. So we're going to work with pranayama, some breath work that I was exposed to just very recently. It's a purification. And essentially, it involves working the two nadis, the two energy channels. Your left channel is your Luna channel, Luna left. The color, generally speaking, is a light pastel color, and the right channel is your solar side, which is the sun. So we're going to work actually with the breath in on one side. So let's call it the solar side, breathing in and then blocking that nostril and breathing out through the left side, the Luna side. So we're breathing in, and the out breath, we're bringing some red or heat energy into the left nostril. And then we'll do the opposite, breathing in through the left and breathing that out through the right. We're going to use an arm movement to make that happen. And then after that, we're going to move into the all directions of the spine. So go ahead with our little power fists, thumbs out, fingers curled in, and we place them on our hips. And it pretty much works as breathing in on through the nose, and then blocking the nostril on the same side to breathe out through the other. So we're going to maybe close the eyes, your choice. We're going to breathe in, sweep the right arm nice and high. I'm not mirroring you this time. Hold that breath. Block the right nostril. Breathe out. We'll try that again. Breathe in. Sweeping the arm out and around. Hold the breath. Block the right nostril. Breathe out through the left. This time, maybe as you breathe in all the colors of the rainbow. And as you breathe out something bright. Breathe in. Pause. Block the nostril. Breathe out. Drop the right hand. Breathe in through both nostrils. And out. Let's take that on the left side. Breathe in. Sweep your left arm around and up. Bring it back to your hip. Pause. Bring the forefinger to the left nostril. Breathe out through the right. Inhale again. Block the left. Maybe you see white coming out the right. Again, inhale. Forefinger to your left nostril. Breathe out right. Drop your hand. Breathe in through both nostrils. Maybe breathe out a rainbow of colors after you pause. Breathe out. 2 more of those. Energy in all directions. Let's go ahead and drop the hands by the sides and consider what energy we would like to cultivate for practice today. Is it an energy of calm, of responsiveness, of joy, of kindness, of solidarity? We'll breathe in as we reach both arms out and up. Breathe out as the palms come together at your heart. Let's start by using our breath and the chant of Om to surround ourselves with the energy of our choice, cultivating that energy, the behavior that goes with it, the attitude, the mindfulness, and the heart being open. We'll use Om. We'll take another cleansing breath first. And we'll follow that with Om. Move your way into a child's pose. I will join you on the mat. A little less up close and personal. I wouldn't recommend that you practice in sneakers, but I am doing so as I'm healing a sprained foot still. It's much better. Those of you who have practiced in the last 6 weeks with me, or the last 6 videos, will have noted that has been true for each class. Child's pose, knees wide, big toes touch, sitting bones come toward the heels, and the arms stretch long in front. The head rests on something, so sometimes the body doesn't do what we expect it to do. So if your head doesn't want to rest somewhere, place something underneath it. Could be a cushion of some sort or rolled up blanket. Take a big breath in. Let it go out the mouth. So right now we're working toward a long, straight spine. Today we'll be exploring all the directions of the spine, our forward fold, our back bend, our side to side, and our twist. So we're going to start here with some gentle approaches to that by bringing the palms together with the pinkies on the ground, the head, forehead on the ground, and bend the elbows so the fingers come behind the neck or between the shoulder blades. And then one at a time, we start to bring a little bit of a back bend into things by walking the elbows forward, which also opens up under the arms, across the shoulders. Maybe a little bit in the chest as the heart drops downward. Perhaps you consider here the energy that you are cultivating. And imagine that you could send it right into the ground if you anchor your heart to the ground. And for some of us, like me, my heart's not reaching the ground, but you can start to feel that directional exchange. Big breath in and out. Now the hands come to the mat. We draw up toward the fingertips with the elbows and the wrists off the mat, and on an inhale, lift the head a little. Exhale, crawl the hands over to the right. Maybe they come all the way off the mat. And maybe the left palm rests on the back of the right, the head drops. We're now finding our side to side. A little tiny bit of a compression on the right side and an opening on the left side. So feeling not just the movement of the spine, but also the opening along the side body. Left sitting bone all the way to the left pinky finger. Rib cage expands all the way around the body. Belly draws in a little bit to protect the low spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. On an inhale, lift the head, crawl the hands back to center. As you breathe out, walk them to the opposite side of your mat. Taking the same posture so we are more symmetrical in our approach. Big breath in and out. And one more round of breath. Inhale, lift the head, crawl the hands back to center. We're going to find our way into a tabletop just for a moment of stillness and strength. Taking a bit of a mindful moment to press the floor away, scoop the belly in, make some space between your shoulder blades. Fingers are wide. Elbows are a little soft and the nose points to the ground. We're just going to pause here. Draw that belly in. Imagine that even while you're lengthening the spine, you're drawing the low ribs on the front of the body toward the bony hips on the front of the body. We're going to move our way to standing. So take your time, placing your left foot behind your left wrist, and then placing your right foot behind your right wrist for a little crouch. Feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat, and we relax the head a lot. This is our forward fold. Belly is contacting the thighs. Nod the head and shake the head. This shape is just as important as the opposite shape of the back bend, which is just as important as continuing to lubricate the spine with twists and with our side bends. Let's use the power of gravity, dropping the fingertips toward the earth. We take a sway left and right. Let the head hang heavy. You might open and close your jaw, nod and shake the head. Maybe you start to feel this in your hamstrings. Fingers glide up to the shins, press them away, draw the belly in and up, lift halfway up, Utkatasana. Imagine you're pressing the floor away to lift the hips toward the sky, shoulders toward the hips, breathe in, breathe out, forward fold. Slowly, one vertebra at a time, unravel all the way to standing, moving into Tadasana. Hands by the sides, mountain pose. Imagining you're an incredible, sturdy, steady mountain rising out of the earth's crust. Maybe grass growing at the bottom, trees, flowers dotting your surface. Inhale, lift the arms high overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samastihi. My feet are a little wide, so I'm going to move them a little closer toward each other. We're going to open up the collarbones a little bit more, dropping the hands behind us, elbows bend. Fingers can either interlace or hook. You're welcome to stack the hands on your low back. I'm going to lift from the top of the pelvis all the way to the sternum, and then slowly press the shoulder blades together as the knuckles draw down toward the earth. We're moving into a little bit of back bending, a little bit of this arch, drawing the belly in and up, and then maybe a sit into a chair pose, Utkatasana, bound. Instead of the knees kind of splaying out or just knocking in together, imagine you're grabbing a block or a cushion with your thighs or your knees or both. Energy is in your heels. We're going to stay in this chair, shift weight into the right foot and lift the left knee up toward the heart. Pause here, stay as low as you can. Use the belly, bring the left foot to the mat. Situate yourself, energy switches to the left foot. We reach the right knee in toward the belly. This is foreshadowing something we're going to do later. And drop the foot to the earth. Take a big breath in, stay in your chair. Draw the belly in to fold over your legs. Hands remain bound, but might float from your spine. Exhale, hands to the earth. A halfway lift, you can breathe out for that if you have low back problems, or in if you prefer. Exhale, forward fold. The left foot glides to the back of the mat. We're taking a runner's lunge. Maybe you bring your fingers to blocks, but either way, you're on your finger tops, peeling the belly energy away from the thigh, reaching the heart forward and reaching the left foot back. We're going to move into a twist, taking our third direction of the spine. Fingertips of the left hand remain on the earth, and the right arm unravels high like a wing or a flag. And if that's too much on your shoulder, you might bring the heel of the hand to the low back. But we're really working into the big toe mound of the right foot, peeling the heart forward, lengthening the spine on the breath in, and twisting on the breath out. Back leg is powered up. On the breath out, right hand to the earth. And in an exaggerated movement, we step the left foot up to meet the right, a forward fold. Rise all the way to standing, lift the arms high. We're going to take another movement of the spine, grasp the left wrist with the right fingers, give it a little tug. Exhale, tilt over toward the right, just like we did when we were in child's pose. Only now we have the whole body to work with rather than the sitting bones to the pinky finger. We have the outer edge of the left foot all the way to the pinky finger. Heart lifts toward the sky. We're focusing more on the left side of the body. So maybe your right hand comes to your ribs and feel them open up. But also working to bring some flexibility, some mobility into the spine. On a breath in, both arms lift high. Grasp your right wrist, left fingers, nice tug. And exhale, tilt over to the left. I don't know why this just made me think of a piece of lunge, but arms lift high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Arms reach out in front and lock back into your shoulders. Yep, I'm pausing. Use the breath. Draw the sitting bones behind you. Lift the belly in and up. Energy's in your heels. Heart is lifting. One more cycle of breath here. Inhale, lift to standing, arms high. And exhale, forward fold over your legs. Take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your legs. Right foot as far to the back of the mat as you can manage it. Maybe adjust your left foot for balance. Runner's lunge. And rather than just being able to hang out with the belly on the thigh, we're working the belly energy up and away from the thigh. Shoulders toward the hips. Right heel reaches. Right fingertips remain under the shoulder on the mat and the left arm floats high. Twist. We're using movement of the spine. We're using our breath, our mindfulness, our intentions to send our energy, to cultivate the energy of our choosing and send it in all directions. Exhale, left hand down to the earth. Step the back foot in an exaggerated manner up to the front. We move back into chair pose, Utkatasana. Arms can be out in front, shoulders locked in. Use the belly and the thighs, lift up to standing. Cactus-shaped arms, starting to open up the spine a little bit more. Imagine that your elbows get wider in your space. The fingers are nice and wide. And then the heels of the hands come to the little back. Fingers point down. We press the fleshy part where the bottom meets the back. Press the fleshy part down toward the earth. We shift the hips forward just a couple of inches. Now we're going to work into a little bit of a deeper back bend, extending from the top of the pelvis all the way to the breastbone, but not crunching the low back. Shoulder blades start to creep in toward each other, and then the heart lifts. And we take that again. Press the flesh down, shift the hips forward, lift the torso, lengthen the torso, bring the shoulder blades closer toward one another, lift the heart, maybe the head drops back. If you have a deeper back bend and you would like to release your hands down to the backs of your thighs, feel free to do so. What energy are you cultivating? How are you sharing it outward? Draw the belly in and up, stack the shoulders over the hips with the hands on the low back. We're going to sit back into chair pose, Utkatasana. Lift your arms high. We're going to move into a twist again, this time east-west, left arm ahead of you, right arm behind you. Working the navel around the spine rather than just twisting from the shoulders, or rather than torquing the knees and twisting from the hips. Slowly we return front and center, palms face one another, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the other side. Yeah, chair is one of my favorite poses. Front and center, rise up to stand. A fold over your legs. Half lift. Forward fold. We step back for a high plank. Power up your plank. Pause here. Super long. Heels reach away, belly in and up. We're not dropping the hips. We're not collapsing into the shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale straight to downward facing dog. You might find a little pedaling out or wiggling of the hips feels really good here. You can always move into tabletop or child's pose, and don't forget that the belly is a little active here. Head drops. Rise up to the tiptoes. Press the chest toward the thighs. Pause here for a moment. Slowly exhale, draw the heels toward the earth. Hands walk back toward the feet for a forward fold at the back of your mat. Anything you would like for a bind, yogi toe lock, maybe the arms, forearms crossed behind you, and the fingertips come to your shins, or maybe you just like to hang onto the ankles or the heels with the palms. Hands released, we unravel all the way to standing, a sunflower reaching for the sun's rays. Energy in all directions. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to shift weight into the left foot, float the right knee in toward the heart. And no, this isn't the thing I was foreshadowing, although it was foreshadowed. Reach the right leg in front and step partway forward on your mat. I stepped a little far. I'm working into Tanasana. You're going to find both feet all the way on the earth. Equal weight distribution, hands into your hips. Breathe in. Exhale halfway down. Looking for a nice long spine. Maybe this is where you stay. If you like, you might fold all the way down. I'm going to grab props for that, so as not to strain my low back. Head is loose, spine is long, front foot is as if you're dragging the mat backward. Both hips squared up. Fingertips to the earth in front of your right foot. Float the left leg high for standing half split. Knee draws to your nose. And the left foot returns to the earth. We lift all the way to standing, arms reach high. Palms together at your heart, Samastihi. Hands to your hips. Energy this time into the right foot, the left knee lifts up. Extend the leg in front of you. Use the belly, use the right glutes, and step the left foot forward. Find your equilibrium, left foot, right foot. Any space you need to create left to right or front to back to get both feet all the way on the earth and have the hips be parallel to the front of your mat. Fingertips into your hip creases, breathe in nice and tall. Press energy into both heels, take a half fold. And when you're ready to fold all the way down, if that's part of your practice, I'm going to grab my blocks. Long spine is what we're looking for. If the front knee needs to bend, totally cool. Both heels reaching toward the earth, use both legs. Draw that left heel backward. Fingertips come and frame your left foot, but a little ahead of it, and the right leg lifts high for a standing split. Right knee to your nose, and the foot drops next to the left, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, hands together at your heart. We're going to move into Crescent Warrior, and it's going to be a little moving feast. But we'll move into Crescent Warrior first, walk through the approach, and then we will take it from there. So it's a little sort of not the Warrior 2 dancing warrior, but a sort of aerobic Crescent Warrior. So the weight shifts into the right foot, the left knee lifts. We shift through a bird or airplane or Warrior 3 and step back into Crescent Warrior feet. Back leg nice and strong. Hands drop by the sides. Arms lift overhead. We're going to make that beautiful power gesture, mudra, that we had with the fingers curled in toward the palms and the thumbs reaching up. And on an exhale, the hands will drop, we'll press into the front foot and lift the back knee toward the heart. That wasn't very graceful. Yeah. And then we're going to take it the opposite way, lifting the arms overhead, coming back to our crescent with our mudra. We're going to take that again. Hands reach down, left knee up. Squeeze the right glutes, left leg back, foot down, arms reach up. Exhale, hands down, left knee reaches up, squeeze the right glutes. And inhale, reach the left leg back, arms overhead. 2 more times. Power up and crescent. Power up and crescent. We'll pause here in Crescent Warrior and come to Warrior 2. Take your time. Maybe you need to shift your feet front to back. Opening up the hips, maybe the hands drawn to the hips. So you can take a peek down at your right knee and notice whether it's covering all of your toes or none of them. So you want to see essentially your middle toe, maybe your big toe and your middle toe. That right knee wants to move inward, but you're cultivating an outward movement. Arms can float out. Reverse. Warrior 2. Reverse. So you can see the shape that we're making with the spine. If you imagine the spine, creating this side bend, lifting the heart, opening up the rib cage, and we come to a side angle. Heart lifts toward the sky. We look down inside the right foot, come to the ball of the back foot and plant our hands inside the right foot. Step the left foot up outside the left hand, so we're in a wide-legged forward fold. I'll adjust my blocks so you can see where things are going here. I'm going to bend the left knee, draw the left fingertips to the earth right under the nose. Bring the heel of the right hand to your low back. Lift up halfway. Press the big toe onto the right foot and the right heel into the earth. Exhale for a twist to the right. Exhale, right hand down. Extend your left leg, bend your right knee. Right fingertips to the earth. Heel of the left hand to your low back. Inhale, long spine, halfway up. Exhale, twist. Exhale, both hands to the earth. Heel toe your feet closer to one another and rise all the way to standing. Tadasana, arms overhead, hands to your heart. This time we'll move into our warrior sequence on the opposite side. So we shift some weight into the left foot, right knee floats in toward the heart. Heart forward, right leg behind. My left knee is not being happy. And we step into Crescent Warrior. Hands start by your sides. Make a fist with the thumbs out. Lift the arms overhead. Energy into the left foot. Shift forward, hands down, right knee toward your heart. And right leg reaches back, Crescent Warrior with your mudra. Once again, knee to heart. Crescent with mudra. Sounds like a dessert. 3 more times. Taking your time. Really finding the movement, not just the posture, but the transition. And 1 more time. We pause for a moment, really feeling that left hip draw back in space, the back bend in the upper back, squeezing of the right glutes and hamstrings. Breathe in. Open up, Warrior 2. Hands to your hips. A peek down at your left knee and your toes, seeing what you see. Stacking that left knee right over the ankle. Moving it a little outward away from the midline. Arms can float out. Belly slightly active. Reverse your warrior. Maybe the right hand comes to your left rib cage, allowing you to feel the expansion as you breathe and stretch. Warrior 2. Reverse. Side angle. Look down at your left foot. Draw to the ball of the back foot. Hands come inside your left foot. We're going to work our way into a lizard twist to lizard. You might drop your back knee. The left foot moves over to the left and the toes point to the left. Adjust your back leg so you're above your kneecap. Left palm inside the left knee. Press the left knee away, twist over the left shoulder. If you like a little quad stretch, by bending the right leg and reaching around with the left hand. My body is saying no thank you right now, so I'm going to honor that. Pelvis shifts forward. And we move into lizard, both hands under your shoulders. The left heel comes parallel with the toes before you peel that foot open to the outer edge. And maybe, but maybe not, the hands move forward to allow the forearms to come to a block or the mat or a cushion, or maybe they don't come down at all. And again, rather than imagining the pelvis moving down, shift it forward. One hand at a time comes under your shoulders. Sole the left foot to the mat, tuck your back toes under, lift the right knee off the earth, come into your high plank. As gracefully as you can, we're going to set the right foot outside the right hand and drop the back knee. In this case, I'm using my hands to get it there. Right toes point out. You're above the kneecap on the left leg. Right palm inside your right knee and a twist to the right. Pelvis shifts forward. Quad stretch if the body's calling for it. Now, I noticed that today my right hip is tighter than my left, which is the opposite of what I generally experience. So as I come forward, I'm going to grab a prop, bring my right heel parallel to the toes, peel it open like a book so that I can use my prop for my forearms. One at a time, the hands plant. We're going to make our way to ready for our deepest back bend of today. Coming to tabletop. Move your knees forward, cross your ankles, roll over your feet, or find your way to a seat in any way that makes sense. Once you're in your seat, we're going to find a nice slow roll all the way down to the mat. Take your time. Hands could be in front, behind your thighs. My spine just did a really cool rumba beat. We're going to take a full body stretch first. Legs reach in front, arms overhead. Breathe in, point the toes, reach the fingers, get taller. And release. One at a time, the soles of the feet glide to the earth. Hands come by your sides. Before you do anything, whether you're taking a full bridge or a restorative bridge, we're going to take a moment to allow the shoulder blades to kiss the earth. Draw the low back to the earth by shifting the pelvis a little toward the sky. It's like your tailbone is a laser pointer, and you're working to point that laser toward the moon or the sun. Hands on the ground. A breath in. A breath out. Push the knees forward. Shift the weight into the hands and the feet. And lift the hips off the ground. Check in with the shoulder blades. Roll the tops of the shoulders toward the earth. And go ahead and squeeze your glutes and hamstrings, lifting the pelvis a little more toward the sky. Laser pointer that is your tailbone. Point it up. And then shift your shoulder blades toward each other. If you can intertwine your fingers underneath your bottom or your back, feel free. But only if that gains you a little height. We're going to breathe here for 5. Keep the belly and the hamstrings and the glutes strong for 4. Lift that heart. Slowly, like you're unzipping your spine, bring each vertebra back to the earth. And maybe a little kiss of the knees, inner knees on one another, just for a moment. We'll take one final back bend. Feet or hips with distance, knees point toward the sky. Shoulder blades connected to the earth with Velcro. Pelvis lifts forward and up. energy into the hands and feet. Knees move forward. And we lift off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are lifting off like rocket hips. Pressing energy into the big toe mounds. Squeeze those glutes. Activate the hamstrings. Snuggle bug your shoulder blades inward. Lift the heart. Keep the tailbone looking upward. Allowing ourselves beauty and grace in this liftoff. And working right in the heart area. Very little energy in the low back. And find your way all the way back to earth. Landing beautifully on your mat. Knees hug in one at a time to join toward your chest. And either taking both knees in the same direction or opposite directions. Knee circles, being sure to take 3 to 5 in one direction and then be systematically symmetrical by taking it in the other direction. And then when you're ready, move our way back to a seat. And in our final 10 minutes, we'll remain down on the mat. First, finding our way into a twist. Left leg extends. Right foot on the mat. Make sure there's about a fist width distance. Say that 10 times fast. Inside the left thigh and the foot are in between. Right hand comes behind you. It's not a kickstand. You're not leaning into it. It's a guide. So maybe on your fingertips to lift the spine and the belly and take a twist to the right on the breath out. Left toes point toward the sky or your torso. That leg is active. Draw back front and center and drop that right knee out to the right. If it's difficult to sit up with the sole of the right foot inside the left thigh, take it to your calf. Take it to the calf. Take it to the calf. Take it to the calf. Sounds like the cafeteria. This enables you to sit up straighter rather than hunching through the spine. We're going to reach the arms in front. This is a trick that I like to help keep the spine long. Lock the arms back into the shoulders. Breathe in, get really tall. As you exhale, shift from the hips as if you're bringing your hands forward toward your foot as opposed to down. In Janushirshasana, which is where we are headed, a long straight spine is the aim. We tend to think the aim is kissing the knee or reaching the forehead toward the shin. Once you've reached your edge, we'll take another breath in and out. And then you're welcome to drop your hands. You can even drop your head. Rise up to your seat. We're going to lean over onto the right hip. Bend the left knee and swing the left leg, the left foot out to the left and behind, sort of under your bottom. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. And we're going to take a twist over to the left. So my right fingertips are behind my left thigh. My left fingertips are behind my left buttocks. This might not feel great for everyone's knee, but it's a little bit of a different opening. We're going to come back around, soles of both feet together. And we're going to find a rounding of the spine. You might bring your hands to your shins, your ankles, your feet, or tuck the wrists underneath the ankles so the palms come to the top of the ankles or the feet. Reach forward with the heart. Elbows into the thighs, round your spine, scoop your belly, drop your head. And to take that sequence in the second direction, the right leg extends onto the earth, sole of the left foot toward actually on the mat. We sit up nice and tall and a twist over to the left. Don't forget to activate that right foot. Check in with the left shoulder. We don't want it hunched up by the ears. Return front and center for Janushirshasana. Sole of the left foot either on the thigh or the right thigh or the right shin or calf, and we sit up super tall. The breath out shifts us from the hips forward, fingertips reaching beyond your foot, not down to it. An extra round of breath after you reach the edge. Hands can drop. With a breath out, lift back to your seat, lean onto your left hip to bend the right knee inward and bring the right heel toward your right buttocks. Sit up tall again. Right hand behind your right cheek, left hand outside your right thigh or behind it. We sit up tall and take a twist. This is a variation on fallen angel pose, but with a twist. Return front and center. Soles of both feet together, and this time we scoot the sitting bones toward the heels. And we move into a modified Matandarasana, fish pose, but it's also a modified Baddha Konasana. Coming to the forearms one at a time, the hands are underneath your buttocks. Extend the whole torso, draw the belly in, lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades, press the floor away with the forearms. Take that again, extend front to back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart, maybe drop your head. One at a time, release your elbows, come all the way to the mat. And one final posture or motion before you move into Shavasana. I'm going to choose knees in toward the armpits and knee circles. You might decide to take happy baby or virtual legs up the wall or something else. If you're doing something asymmetrical, take it on both sides. And then if you like, feet can plant wide, knees touch one another. And a little windshield wiper movement left and right. Opening up the hips again. Giving the spine a little bit of length, a little bit of twist. And find your final resting posture. In the traditional expression of Shavasana, legs extend to the earth. Feet are splayed outward. Shoulder blades touch the earth. Arms do not touch the sides, but the palms face the sky. Open to the energy coming to you, the teaching coming to you from all directions. Shavasana. And here you allow the breath to effortlessly move in and out of the body. Perhaps picturing once again the notion of inhaling a rainbow. And as you exhale through the left nostril, exhaling a beautiful, hot, spicy color. Inhaling the rainbow. And as you breathe out the right nostril, exhaling a pastel or white or light soothing, calming color, the opposite of the energy that is formed on each of those sides. On your next breath out, a knee at a time draws into your heart so you can roll onto one side, knees hugging toward your chest. Come back to that which you were cultivating, whatever that energy intention was for your practice. And then imagine who it might benefit. Maybe you just picture one being. It might be yourself, someone you love, or someone you don't even know. Maybe it's not human. And press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Press your palms together at your heart. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the belly in and up. We'll close our practice coming full circle with the sound of Om this time, sharing our intentions combined with the merits of the practice outward to all beings, because we can all benefit from them. And just like the candle whose flame lights thousands of candles and its flame never diminishes, so too the flame, the energy, the intentions, the merit of the practice that we share out does not fully leave our own selves. Breathe in nice and deep. Thumb knuckles meet your center forehead. May all beings cultivate energy that's beneficial. May all beings share that. May all beings be happy. Namaste. As always, it's terrific to share practice with you. I hope you're feeling good. Let us know how you're doing. Check us out on Facebook, Salt and Sand Studios. YouTube, you're obviously here. We have our own website. We are on Instagram too. And if you have some funding, great if you would donate on our website. But if you don't, that's why we're here in part with this community practice. Thanks again for joining our yoga intermission. Try this at home. Whole bunch of recordings, probably more than 100 now for you to try. Have a great remainder of your day or evening, and I will see you or not see you on YouTube soon.